LocalBozo.com is proud to have with us as our guest for an exclusive interview, WWE superstar Heath Slater. Heath, thanks so much for giving us some time today, man.
Oh, man, no problem, man. Anytime. So what's up?
Heath, we're nearing the end of 2012, which has really been sort of a breakout year for you. Let's talk first about the one-man band persona and where that derived from.
Where did it come from, man? It came from an interview. It came from them asking me, what in the world does my friends think about me? And I told them, I said, I'm a walking concert. I'm like a one-man band, and pretty much they ran with that, for me telling them that my friends think that I'm a walking concert, something like a one-man band. So as soon as I opened my mouth and those words came out, I became Heath Slater, the one-man rock band.
You've been a part of two of the most prominent factions in wrestling in recent years, first with Nexus and then the Core. How fulfilling is it for you to have finally gotten out there and been successful now on your own?
Honestly, it was great, man. Me going out there, performing by myself. I mean, I'd rather have it that way sometimes anyway, because you don't have to rely on anyone but yourself. But it was actually great, and it led me into a role to, wrestle against some guys like the legends that I did leading up to Raw 1000, and to me that was basically a dream come true. I mean, guys that I watched growing up, and now I'm watching them walk down to the ring to get in the ring with me to perform. I mean, it was actually, a wonderful feeling.
I'm glad you brought that up, Heath. This past summer, the highlight of Monday Night Raw week after week was when you stood toe-to-toe with so many different WWE legends from the past. It was really exciting for longtime fans to see who would show up the following week. Can you reflect upon that experience for you, what it was like, what you learned from it, and who were you most excited to mix it up with?
Oh, man, I was excited to get in there with everyone that would want me, to be honest. I mean, it was just like opening up a present, each week wondering who I'm going to get in the ring with. First it was Vader, and then, from Vader it went on to, Cyndi Lauper and Roddy Piper doing an in-ring, interview, and then it went from Sid and Rikishi and Doink and DDP. It was just like one of those things where, it kept getting better and better. I mean, it was just one of those feelings where, I felt like a kid again for a moment until, I was laying on my back looking at the lights almost knocked out. But other than that, it was one of those things where I can honestly say, I'm probably the only WWE superstar now that has ever been in a ring with guys like that. So it's a good little chip on my shoulder, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I think it speaks volumes about how the company views you as well.
Oh, yeah, it was great just being, used with it and going up against them and everything. I mean, like you were saying, with Nexus, that was a great run. I mean, we had fun terrorizing everyone, tearing up rings, wrecking limos, beating the crap out of literally everyone and anyone that got in their way. And then going to court, with me and Justin as the tag champions and Wade as the IC champion. And, ruling SmackDown for a little bit. When that broke up, that's when you were talking about, going with the one-man band gimmick and everything. And, it had its good run and everything. But now, it became one of those things where my single career wasn't really working out too much at the moment. So, now I got two other band members with Drew McIntyre and Jinder Mahal and everything. So 3OB is actually kicking off and is getting noticed, and it's actually a great time.
You've been one of the rising stars in the company over the past year. At this point in your young career, who's been the biggest influence on you backstage, just as far as bringing you along to this point and helping you reach your current level of success?
Backstage, honestly, there's numerous of people, man. Big Show's helped me out a lot, showing me the ins and outs. Cena's been, every time, you messed up a little bit, he would always, correct you and help you out. Chris Jericho would always help me out a lot. He was a very good influence on me and everything. Christian, Edge, both of them would always, they would see something, try it this way, try it that way, they would always lead me in the right direction. I mean, the agents, AA Arn Anderson, he's one of the best guys for information, for helping me put together matches and everything. He's awesome. Dean Malenko, Fit Finley, they're great. Road Dogg with the entertainment side. I mean, it's like they got a good crew up there. They got guys up there, like the older guys, that's like helping the younger guys out. And then they got the agents, you know, basically telling you what's right, what's wrong, try this, try that, this is what they like, don't do that, you know. It's like there's a good group of guys up there, you know, and all it is they're trying to help everyone.
On a more local note, talk about what it's been like for you to work here in New York City and to have wrestled at Madison Square Garden, where the company will once again be running their now annual Raw Brand Holiday Show on Thursday, December 27th.
Man, at the Garden is amazing. I mean, it's like, you know, it was like the very first time WrestleMania's ever been held at the Garden, and it's like usually almost every 10 years they go back. And I mean, even every time you just see your name on the card for the Garden, you're just like, oh man, it's going to be a great show, because the crowd is amazing. They're always loud. They're always into it. Just the arena and the history that it has behind it is just knowing who all has been in there and performed before you and everything. Like, I've been there 3 times already, and the great thing about it is one time I got to even wrestle Bret Hart. So that was amazing, you know. And Bret Hart had, you know, 5-star matches in that building, and then me being in the ring with him was just like, wow, you know, this is really happening to me. This is awesome. But every time you see your name, you know, on one of the Garden shows, you know, it's like one of those things where, heck yeah, I'm going back to the Garden. This is amazing. This is awesome. I mean, and then I remember one time I flew into Washington, and I guess it was, I don't know, about 2 years ago, there was a huge blizzard coming that way. So me and my buddy, well, Dr. Amon, he's the Raw doctor. We had to get a car because no flights were going out from Washington to New York. So we had to get a car and drive from Washington to New York in a blizzard, to where we're driving and the windshield's freezing up, to where they, you know how whenever the windshield wiper, you would get ice on it, you try to put your hand out and flip the windshield wiper to break the ice. Dr. Amon tried that. And next thing you know, he pulls the windshield wiper off, and we don't have a windshield wiper on the driver's side, driving in a blizzard to where literally we're going maybe 35 miles per hour all the way to New York City. And by the time I made it to the Garden, it was literally snow up to my knees, and me trying to pull my bags into the Garden. And then when I finally got in, I even missed my match. So basically all that traveling in the biggest snowstorm I think I've ever been in my life, through the, you know, conditions that we were in with no windshield wiper or anything. It was just one of those stories about New York that I'll have to tell to everyone, and it's actually pretty funny because there's more to it, but I don't want to keep you longer.
Whatever it takes to get there, I guess, right?
That's exactly how it is in this business. You got to be at the shows. You got to make it. You got to be there, you know, like you said, whatever it takes.
Now, the end of the year is always an exciting time for the WWE for its fans. I mean, you've got the yearly tribute to the Troops special airing on NBC on Wednesday, December 19th at 9 p.m. But on a more local level, the company makes their first trip to the brand new Barclays Center in Brooklyn on Sunday, December 16th for the TLC pay-per-view event, Tables, Ladders, and Chairs. The aforementioned show at the Garden, of course. We've got Raw on Monday, December 10th at Newark. And, of course, January starts the road to WrestleMania, which is also coming to the tri-state area just across the pond at MetLife Stadium on April 7th in New Jersey. What is this time of year like for the guys working in the company?
Honestly, it's the busiest time of the year, if you want to be honest. It's stressful and everything, but then again, you know, it's like you signed up for a job, you know what, you know, the head of you and everything, and you just got to suck it up and go through it. Like you said, Tribute to the Troops, you know, is December 19th. It's going to be on the USA Network at 9 p.m. I mean, we love doing the shows for the troops. I mean, for everything that they've ever done for us and all that, you know, like going over to Afghanistan and fighting for our country and everything. Like, this is the least that we can do is go out there and perform with them, whether, you know, sit back, kick their feet up, and just have a good time and being entertained. And then, like you said, December 16th, Brooklyn, New York, TLC. I mean, that's one of the best pay-per-views that we got, you know. I mean, Tables, Ladders, and Chairs. I mean, who doesn't want to go and see someone get hit by a table, get thrown off a ladder, you know, and get put through a chair? I mean, everyone wants to see that, am I right? Absolutely. And then, you know, even December 10th, you know, in Newark, New Jersey, there's a Raw television, you know, so it's busy, and it's going to stay busy for a few months for us. But then again, it's like we know what we signed up for, and we know there's a bunch of fans out there buying tickets that's ready to see a good show, and we're going to give it to them like we always do.
Awesome, Heath. Well, before I let you go, the biggest story of the second half of 2012 has to be the emergence of Ryback as a top-level superstar. Give us your thoughts, if you can, on his lightning-fast ascension.
Honestly, his work speaks for itself. That's all you can really say. It's just like one of those guys where there's no one that can stop him, period. As you can see, he can take on more than just one guy. He can take on two. He can even take on three at once. But then again, it's like you got a guy like CM Punk that's been world champion for over a year now, or WWE champion for over a year now. And, you have one of the top rising guys like Ryback, right on his trails. To me, TLC is going to be a great pay-per-view to watch because you got Ryback versus CM Punk. And I don't know if CM Punk's going to keep the WWE title that much longer, if you want me to be honest. And Ryback's just like a wrecking machine. He's like a Terminator, and I don't know if he can really be stopped. So, to me, it's going to be a great pay-per-view to watch, great pay-per-view to, purchase, to see. And the only thing I can say is you got to just sit back, buckle up, and enjoy the ride because it's going to be one match that you would probably love to watch.
Heath, you've been so gracious with your time today. Is there anything else you'd like to leave for the readers of localbozo.com?
Yeah, man, just remember 3-on-B's on the rise. You're going to love our music and what we do in the ring.
Fans, it's an exciting time to live here in New York City as a WWE fan. You can catch the WWE live on Monday, December 10th in Newark, New Jersey at the Prudential Center for a live taping of Monday Night Raw. Also at the brand new Barclays Center on Sunday, December 16th for their Tables, Ladders, and Chairs pay-per-view event, or catch it live on pay-per-view. Also on Thursday, December 27th, the WWE returns to Madison Square Garden for their Raw Holiday House Show. And WrestleMania 29, of course, returns to our area on Sunday, April 7th at MetLife Stadium. Tickets for all these shows are available now. And of course, don't miss the WWE's annual Tribute to the Troops event airing Wednesday, December 19th on NBC at 9 p.m. as the superstars pay homage to our soldiers. We've been talking with the one-man band, Heath Slater. Heath, thanks so much for your time today and best of luck in the new year.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me.